Hey, it's Joshua Vergara. What's going on, everybody? And this is the LGV30. Now, bringing the style and elegance of the LG G6 with the features that made the V series stand out, LG is hoping the V series is really the phone to beat this year. At first glance, the LG V30 looks a lot like a kind of a cross between the Galaxy S8 and the LG G6, mainly because it now has a glass back. Unfortunately, the LG V30 won't be retaining the metal look that we actually really liked, that industrious look from the LG V20, but that doesn't mean that this phone doesn't have a design that we still really like. There are curves on the display and also on the back that really help with the ergonomics. And at 7.3mm thin and weighing only 158 grams, it's actually really comfortable despite its size, and it's really pleasant in the hand. It's one of the lighter phones that we've seen recently, and given that there's so much that this phone can do, the fact that it's so light is really impressive. Like the G6 before it, the V30 adopts an all-screen mantra and delivers 82% screen-to-body ratio thanks to a 6-inch Quad HD display. Now, one of the best parts about this display is that LG has finally gone away from the IPS LCD, and now they're going for their own POLED displays. This is not like the AMOLED that you would be used to from Samsung, but it uses the same general technology, resulting in deep blacks and very vibrant colors. So the 18:9 aspect ratio makes it onto a larger body, but the V series has also been known for one other standout feature: a great camera package. The first step in this direction is called Cine Video, which aims to allow anyone to produce videos like a professional using built-in cinematic effects. When taking a video, Cine effects allow you to add various movie-grade hues to your videos and produce the kind of scene that you want. Or you can always leave the effect off in order to basically record log video, which allows you a lot more freedom when editing it in post. Another new feature is the point zoom feature that is part of Cine Video, which aims to solve a problem that's not really always apparent to the cinematographer. Essentially, this allows you to zoom smoothly into any part of the video so that you can actually draw the focus to the correct portion of the frame. However, color grading is also a part of the photography game, and LG hopes that it can help introduce a new wave of mobile photographers to the manual mode on its phones using the Graphy application. LG runs Graphy, and it allows users to select a reference picture from a preloaded list in order to have the correct white balance, ISO, aperture, and shutter speed applied directly to the manual camera so that you know exactly what kind of shot you're going to get. Now, unfortunately, we were not really able to see this in our preview units, but we will be able to give you our thoughts on Graphy once we have our hands on a unit that uses it. The main lens is a 16-megapixel shooter with f1.6 aperture, and the 13-megapixel wide-angle lens returns, but this time with a f1.9 aperture. And to add to the camera experience, LG has added new crystal clear lenses, which are designed to give an overall realistic image. Mainly, instead of using just plastic inside of the lenses, this glass will be able to absorb even more light and thus make the camera more accurate and more capable. So that's the camera, but also the V series has also been known as a multimedia powerhouse, and that will continue this time around as the V30 will have the Hi-Fi Quad DAC on board across all of the different devices. And all of this is in a body that is not only light as a feather, but still has the mil-spec standard and comes with IP68 water and dust resistance. In our first impressions, we're really impressed with what LG has managed to pull off here. A phone that has a large, great-looking screen, a lot of features underneath, a dual camera, a quad DAC, and all in a body that is sleek but still accessible. And along with all of those specifications, you get the Snapdragon 835 with 4GB of RAM and 64GB of onboard storage in the standard model. And as far as software additions go, you might notice that the second screen has been put away, but there are a couple of things to replace it. Mainly the addition of a floating bar, which is a software version of the second screen that just sits on one of the sides of the display. Tap that area and you'll be able to scroll among 4 different panels, but this same second screen-like experience can be found in the always-on display, where the top bar provides you the same amount of usability. The V30 will go on sale in South Korea on September 21st, followed by releases in other markets. We don't really know when it will launch in the US, but it should be pretty soon. And so there you have it, our first look at the LG V30. What do you think of LG's powerhouse phone, especially when you consider all of the other flagships that we're starting to see near the end of this year? The V30 is a powerhouse, not only for audiophiles, but also for photographers and cinematographers, making it maybe one of the most capable devices that we've used so far. It of course will have to go up against the likes of the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 and other flagships that we've seen this year, so make sure you stay tuned to Android Authority for even more about the LG V30 for our comparisons, our tests, and of course you can stay tuned for even more from IFA in Berlin. So make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because we are your source for all things Android.